Bam, wir sind live. Bam, bam, bam. Here we are again.
Hello.
That's live.
You don't believe me?
Shut.
Shame on you.
Man, this is some energy. This is some
I
Nesvi
bring
energy.
all the energy today. Yes.
God.
I am super active.
Damn.
And you know why I am so energetic today?
How many cups of coffee?
One. Because we're talking about Star Wars today.
Oh, no need for extra energy, Dan. Spit it out. What's
lately
the first
I've been
thing?
watching.
What's the first thing that
stuff.
comes on your mind when thinking about Star Wars?
I think about Leia in her sexy golden bikini.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the first thing that comes to mind. And the second thing is I don't know, probably Yoda and his weird way of talking and speaking. Maybe, I guess. But what I wanted to go to is lately I've been watching the Clone Wars. I finished the 7th season, and I've been rewatching older episodes because it's a very nice show. It's really epic. It happens between Star Wars 2 and 3, and it's very nice. It gives you a bit more insight into Anakin, and Obi-Wan, and it's an anthology, so you can jump around episodes. You can watch it however the fuck you want, because you have some episodes about Anakin, some episodes about some random alien guy in the galaxy, and it's perfect. It's perfect for casual viewers, because you just you just watch stuff and you just enjoy it. There's good episodes, there's bad episodes. You can just jump around, and that's what makes it so great.
That's amazing. Well, I did not finish the whole Star Wars: The Clone Wars animated series. I think I started watching it really early on. I think it also started really early.
I didn't hear you quite. You said you haven't finished the movies, or you haven't watched all of them?
No. I was talking about Star Wars: The Clone Wars, the animated series.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And because I think when I started first watching Star Wars: The Clone Wars was maybe like 2012, 2013.
Yeah.
I think it started pretty early as well. So
season 1, I guess. Season 1 was pretty bad.
But I got until the point where sort of this brother of Darth Maul emerged. I think he was called Sauvage.
Yeah. That's
right?
I think that's around season 2.
Like the yellow one.
Yeah.
And from then on, I have no idea what's going on after that.
But that's the good thing. You could just keep watching at season 5 or 6 or something, some random episode, and you wouldn't need any context. That's what's so nice and beautiful about that show. Obviously, I'm not gonna spoil everything for you and Mr. Ravi Goof, but there are some good things here and there. Not everything is good. I would just go make a little quick Google search and look like what are the best episodes of season blah blah blah, season blah blah blah. Like, obviously you need to watch them in chunks, right? In their proper arcs, story arcs. Maybe there are like 4, 5, 6 episodes that follow one cohesive story. But yeah. And there's also more Star Wars shit, right? Like there's that EA game that came out not too long ago, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, which I played, and it was very nice, very, very epic. Like, it was, the price was okay, the graphics are beautiful, the story is nice, it's okay, I guess. I was a bit disappointed at the ending, but all throughout, it was a nice experience. Very, very nice. Yeah.
So if we take the original movies and compare it to Star Wars: The Clone Wars, because I wouldn't compare sort of a movie or a series with a game. Let's just compare sort of the Clone Wars and the original movies. Alright, here we go again. Another connection that has been interrupted. You should definitely go check us out on Instagram as well. You can check out Nestor at nestyboy_art, or myself at RPT Media. Alright, let's keep going with this episode, and cheers. Okay, I was comparing Star Wars: The Clone Wars with the original movies. Sort of like what did you especially like about the Clone Wars?
I mean, I'm a big fan for the old movies, the original trilogy. It's my favorite, definitely. And if you want me to compare if it's as good as, if that's what you mean.
Yeah, sort of design-wise, you know?
I mean, no, because it plays between the prequels, right? You have droids and clones everywhere, and you have the sort of weird aliens that are introduced in the prequels. It doesn't really look like the original trilogy, I think. And but it's good. It's as good as, I would say. I mean, I consider the best Star Wars films to be the first two of the original trilogy, like Star Wars and The Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
And I think it's not all of Clone Wars, of course. You have pretty bad episodes in Clone Wars too, right? There's a lot of filler, but I think when Clone Wars is at its best, it really gets to that level of quality that you got introduced by in the original movies, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think what can also, I mean, there are obviously gonna be things that have been have that sort of only can be able, sort of that are only able to be done in Star Wars: The Clone Wars and not in the original played movies. I think some kind of
right. I mean, yeah, because of technical aspects, and some things just look better in an animation, right? You can, if you want to put some wacky planet with a lot of weird details, you can do that a lot better in an animation.
That's it.
Well, in the original trilogy, the settings are mostly, oh, we're in a desert. Oh, we're in a jungle. Oh, we're on an icy desert. Wow, because that's much easier, right?
Yeah, but I think, guess like what they really did well in sort of the originals is like story-wise. That was sort of the sort of what I perceive is like the focus of the whole Star Wars universe. And with Star Wars: The Clone Wars, they sort of give a little context to each of the little subjects that sort of play around, sort of like what we were talking about earlier with Darth Maul. Like he has like this little brother who takes revenge for him, stuff like that.
Yeah, I would have to agree. It definitely gives more context to the prequel trilogy, because the movies on themselves are pretty bad, right? But if you give them nice context, then it can be saved, sort of. I would say Clone Wars definitely improves the prequels, even though on their own they're pretty shitty still.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And talking about the game, you played, because I haven't played it at all. But sort of, are there some story elements that are new, or how does that work?
I mean, it just talks about some Jedi dude who magically escaped Order 66.
Ooh.
Execute Order 66. I think like every story aspect that you can make post all that's been added to Star Wars is just, oh yeah, there's this random Jedi that did not die. Pretty much. Because Order 66 is like the event that kills all the Jedi. But no, because we need Jedi that survive, right? Then we have like the Ahsoka girl that survives. Then it's this guy from the game. Cal, I think is the name. He has like red hair. That's all I remember about him. But yeah, the characters are not very nothing outstanding, right? It's just a Jedi for you to play,
Yeah.
but it's dope because you can customize your lightsaber, and it's really nice, and
Hey,
it
that's
looks
cool.
good. The story is okay, I guess, but the gameplay is nice. The visuals are amazing. That's really all I cared about, right? You can just walk around, take epic screenshots, fight cool shit, and yeah.
Do your poses for Instagram with your Star Wars
Whoa.
characters.
Hashtag Star Wars XD. Yeah. We missed the Star Wars Day not too long ago. That would have been a very nice time
May the
to
4th?
upload this
Yeah,
episode.
for sure.
Yeah. Ah, dumb. Well, too bad, I guess. Maybe next year.
But I think,
Who knows?
or I posted something on my IG story. Did you post something on that day? I
No.
don't remember. But yeah, who cares?
No, not really. I don't really post stuff in my social networks
But yeah, definitely.
as much.
We should have done a podcast. Maybe next
Well,
year.
Maybe in an alternate timeline or in the future. Who knows?
That's
Yeah.
it. That's it. But yeah, really excited what's coming up next in the next episode, because we've got a whole lot of topics to talk about, I think. Especially in this time. We could talk about the universe. I mean, we're no astrologists, no certified astrologists, but who knows?
Astronomists. Astrology is that weird religion that involves aliens and shit.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. Like there's astronomy, which is the science, and then there's astrology, which is that weird superstitious shit about universe, gods, and all that crap.
Alright.
You know.
Okay,
I mean,
so-
astrology is
it back.
superstitious garbage, and astronomy is the science. Yeah, exactly.
So, anyways, I think there is another planet out there. We might just have to discover it.
I mean, Ravi?
I'm here.
Ah, yeah. I did not hear the last sentence at all. Can you can you repeat that?
Well, I mean, supposing that there is one extra planet out there, sort of the one, you know, the one. We might just have to discover it.
I mean, there are plenty planets. I don't know what you're saying. One that has life? Or what?
Exactly. The one.
The one? I mean, there's plenty, probably. I mean, there are already life-sustaining planets out there as we know them. Like, we have found planets with water and the right atmospheric conditions, but we don't know if they have oxygen and shit. But if a planet has water, it probably has oxygen, right? The thing is, we're not able to see if it has life. That is the problem. But there are Kepler planets, right? The planets that are potential to sustain life because where they are situated or what they have, correct? But the thing is, it's kind of hard to see, right? Because of the whole light distance shit. If you see a planet from so afar, I mean, you're watching it as like billions and billions years afar. I mean, it could have sentient life, but you're not going to see that through a fucking telescope. You would have to be there, and that's the hard part about discovering life, which is why you have that contradiction of how vast the space is and how few or none life you find, right?
Damn, man. You just graduated in astronomy, man.
Damn, Effie.
No, but
I'm no scientist, but I know everything about space, bruh.
man, that's a nice sound. What? No, but I think you really don't understand what I'm talking about. I'm talking.
Don't understand.
No, you don't. Have some empathy, man. I'm talking about Planet Swach. I mean, obviously you can see Planet Swach because the light it sort of impulses is so swaggy that you just
Planet
don't
Swach?
see it. Yeah, it has been
You read Swaggyland from my Star Wars short.
it has been recently discovered. Yeah, I think it
Oh,
was someone
damn.
called Nestor 99.
Oh yeah, yeah. I know that guy. Yeah, he sounds cool. I met him once. You
Yeah,
know,
he's doing
he
all these
seems like a nice
crazy
guy.
videos and about all these kind of topics that are relevant, and you
Wow.
should go really check him out if you
Oh
haven't
yeah,
yet.
yeah. Link in bio. Link in bio. I mean, yeah, yeah. And does this nasty boy live on
Yeah,
Swaggy
because I think
Swaggy
he
land?
comes from that land. Because one
Oh
time
yeah,
I got to see his passport, his ID, and
he's not
it
human.
was just not a regular ID. You know, I really felt
Oh,
strange, sort of like, what am I holding in my hand right now? Because it's just not the
oh,
regular ID you would think of.
oh my
It
God,
was
damn. He didn't have a
transparent.
green card.
It
He
was
had no visa.
it was
Yeah.
transparent
Oh my
with
God, what transparent?
with
What?
golden letters.
Oh my God, damn. That sounds fancy. So they have gold on Swaggyland
Oh, plenty of
because
that.
everything is so
Yeah.
bling bling and
No,
shiny,
I mean
right?
they have so much gold. They have so much gold in Switzerland. They're right on gold. Sort of, they
Damn.
don't have regular paper. They just have gold slices,
Epic.
layers of gold.
You know there are some deluxe like fancy food restaurants that add like pulverized gold
On top
into
of
your
yeah,
meals,
yeah, yeah.
which is the dumbest shit ever. It's like if I take some fucking uranium and put it all over your pizza, charge you $200 for it, and say bon appetit, then you die, and then you never come back to my restaurant, so you can't leave a bad review for it.
Well, the doctor said that I'm lacking iron, so I'm gonna get me some iron. But the other day he said I'm lacking some
Bruh.
gold, so I just bought me
Bruh.
some ice cream topped with
Bruh.
fine gold letters.
That reminds me to the the Americans that like ingested
What?
the disinfectant because of the coronavirus thing, like in TV.
No,
some
there are
some
actually people who did that.
yeah, yeah. Did not hear?
No, no, no. I
There
mean,
was like
I've
very
heard that he recommended injecting
yeah, yeah, yeah.
disinfectant.
Exactly.
Disinfectant.
Yes, yes, you must drink and ingest this disinfectant. That will definitely cure you in and out. It will kill all your bacteria, even the bacteria that is sustaining you alive. But those are unnecessary details that you do not need to trouble yourself with. Right, Miss no no no. Then he asks like this. He asks like this doctor, and she doesn't say anything. Like, no, Trump, you crazy bitch, I would kill people. She's like silent. I don't know what the fuck that was, but some dumb Americans, probably from Florida, were like, yeah, man, I need to drink this pure alcohol
You know,
disinfectant.
just
It will purge my organisms and cleanse them from this demonic, vile thing. And
yeah,
yeah,
just a couple of shots, you know.
exactly like glue, glue, glue. And then you dead. You die.
Wasted.
Just like Luke Skywalker in Star Wars 8. Uh-oh. Spoiler. Well, too
Ooh.
bad.
Have they announced when the next one is coming out?
I mean, in like a couple of years, I guess. I don't know what they're gonna do now. I mean, I don't really care
Whoa.
at this point
Imagine,
because the new Star Wars films were kind of meh,
imagine,
meh.
imagine what would happen, sort of, if in 50 or like in 100 years, when we live on other planets, what will the movies of the type of Star Wars look like? You know, you understand what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, 50 to 60 years is pretty optimistic view,
mm,
but you're saying if we lived in
because
in like a sci-fi scenario,
because right now
what would
we're living.
sci-fi movies look like?
Yeah, yeah, because exactly. Yeah, sort of what would be the case of we being in a sci-fi scenario and the sci-fi plus sort of version.
Well, I mean, mm, they would just probably fantasize about more advanced stuff than what we have, right? People were only dreaming about flying cars once they had cars. So before that, no one came up with the idea of, whoa, flying cars, because there was no reference point, right?
So back then they were dreaming of flying horses.
Probably, yeah. They were like, well, in the future, horses are gonna have wings and shit, and it's gonna be dope. Yeah, probably, I guess.
Oh, that's why the Pegasus.
I mean,
really? Think about it.
Sure, I guess.
Back to the point.
That is a respectable theory, I gotta say. But I think people like to look forward on their technologies. So if we now dream of portals and shit, it's because we have fast travel methods, correct?
Yeah.
So I guess if we had portals in the future, but those portals demanded, like, I don't know, a lot of loading time and a lot of resources, then we would just dream about like a portable version of portal devices. We would just dream about or always a more convenient method of what we already have, I guess. That is what sci-fi is. It's like, what is the flashiest, more convenient version of what we have? But then Star Wars turns that up on its head, right? Because the technology in Star Wars is not more convenient. I mean, Jedi are not wearing any fucking armor or anything.
Right.
And they're not wearing, like, super advanced guns. They have, like, this dumb sticks that glow. They just look cool, but they're super impractical.
Yeah, because in actuality, they're just Buddhists who have, like, sticks that glow.
Yeah, that's it. It's just Buddhists with a cool glowing ass dildo, and they're swinging it around and and stabbing people. Plus, people back in the day didn't like really understand how lasers work. So, especially in the older movies, you'll see how the lightsabers clash, right? Like they're made out of solid something. But that makes no fucking sense.
Correct.
They should just go through and slay everything. But no. So I think with our advancement of how we understand technology, so changes our perception of what is sci-fi. Sci-fi is science, sci-fi fiction, and all that. So yeah,
that's great. But I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Like
I'm looking for progress.
Our grandkids, like, damn.
And if life expectancy is longer, well, maybe we'll meet the children of our grandkids. I don't know what that is in English, but you know what I mean.
Grandkids.
Grandkids. Oh, all right. Good to know. Maybe. Who knows?
We'll see.
We'll meet our grandkids. Or maybe not. Who knows? Because of global warming, we'll all die in 5 years.
Well, I think it all depends if you believe me or you don't. The shame's gonna be on you or not.
Damn. You flipped the intro. Very epic.
I flipped it into an outro, bro.
Bruh, epic outro. Alright.
Nessie boy.
Should we wrap it up for this episode?
Sure, man.
Okay. Well then, we have, there you go, folks. That was our episode briefly touching over Star Wars and sci-fi shit.
Number 6.
It's a nice, interesting topic to talk about. And yeah, if you enjoyed this, leave a like and subscribe. And check out our channels and our stuff. We make dope stuff every now and then.
Nesty Boys,
is that right?
Nesty Boys channel is called at Nestorcito.
No, it's Nesty Boy 99.
Right? It's Nesty Boy. Nesty Boy 99.
Correct. The links are in the bio, probably. And Ravi Goof's channel is called. Let me check
Legit.
so I don't fuck this up.
Looking it up.
It's Ravi Putakur. Ravi Putakur. Yes. That is it. Correct.
All right. Thank you for your time, Nessie.
All right. So bye.
See ya.
Yeah. Bye.